Hello and welcome to a very special Warhammer Wednesday. In this video I've decided to do a size comparison. How big is the new Custodes Heavy Dreadnought? For this I've decided to do a size comparison, a walker only size comparison. So these are all of my walkers in my collection that I own. I don't have a Cerastus pattern Knight, but I do have a Porphyrion that's sort of standing in. They're similar-ish height anyway. And I don't have a Dreadnought Dreadnought, but for that I've got a Leviathan standing in. Got no infantry units or anything like that in this video, but I just thought I'd make this to sort of illustrate how big or how small the Dreadnought is in comparison with other models in the Imperium. I will do one with other walkers, such as Orcs and Eldar and so on, at a later stage. But for now, this is just going to be Imperium only. So let's see where it comes up. We'll start off at the very smallest. This video was shot before the Primaris Dreadnought, or whatever you want to call it, which is probably almost the same size as Contemptor. So there we have the little chubby Dreadnought, which when I first started collecting, the metal Dreadnoughts were massive. They were like one of the biggest things. Land Raiders weren't around. Rhinos were still the small Rhinos, because it wasn't that long from the new Rhino chassis that we had the new Land Raider chassis and things. So Dreadnoughts used to be pretty big, actually. One of the biggest things on your tabletop. Very menacing units. And then if we just pan to the right slowly, we've got the Contempt Dreadnought. This is just the plastic one, but they're the same size as the resin one. Then we have the another Contempt Dreadnought, the Custodes version of the Contemptor. Actually, they're very similar height, to be fair. I mean, the other Contemptor is very upright, but I think the Custodes is just slightly taller. So that's why I put him in there. Then if we move to the right, we have like a Contemptor killer or vehicle killer, the Leviathan Dreadnought, which was the big papa daddy of the Dreadnoughts. You wouldn't mess with that. Lots of attacks, high initiative, can take a lot of damage, especially with two close combat weapons. And then if we just move to the right, we can now see that the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought now surpasses the Leviathan. It's now the biggest Dreadnought you can field. The rules aren't even out for it yet. By the time you watch this video, they probably are out. So that's where it sort of stands in that plastic and resin Dreadnought sort of category. Definitely the tallest, arguably the meanest looking, but I think the Leviathan is very mean looking. And it's just striding away with Space Marines pretty much running into its knees. So that's a little size comparison there with sort of the, I say, more common walkers and vehicles that you'll see in people's collections. Although Imperial Knight, which I'll now move on to now, seem to be becoming more and more common, of which we have there. So if you take a look at that, you will see that the Telemon comes up to past his waist. Missiles are almost at his head height, but as you can see, the Knight Titan definitely dwarfs even a Telemon. But it'd be good to see them having a little battle, because I know that rules wise, the Leviathan can chew up Imperial Knights. So let's just move across again. How does it compare to a Porphyrion? Now the front part of the Porphyrion has been taken off. I took that off because I'm currently trying to paint that along with another Titan. But there you go. As you can see, it barely even reaches his waist height for that model. We'll just move across again. And a Warhound, not even up to his knee. Definitely at his sort of ankle joint there, or his first knee joint, because they're sort of reversed, aren't they? So that's where it stands next to a Warhound. And then if I just move out a little bit, that's where it stands next to a Reaver Titan. And then finally, he's not even up to the knee joint there of a Warlord, barely scraping the front shin armour. So that's just a size comparison, taking the miniature out of miniature wargaming. That's like a little. I didn't want to show you too much of the Warlord because that will feature in the upcoming army update video. But I just thought I'd create this video just showing you the size of this new Telemon pattern Dreadnought and where it fits in the scale of all the other Dreadnoughts available out there. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.